is Boogie, yeah. Hello everybody, welcome to another Boogie video where I'm gonna help you get gooder with listening to music. I know you're probably asking, where are the Musitsune speedruns and the Splatoon 2 weapon tutorials to help me get gooder? Well, sometimes I think it's nice to sit back, relax, and enjoy the atmospheric music that the game composers made just for you to enhance your gameplay experience. I want to talk about two songs in particular. The Monster Hunter Rise demo plays two songs on loop. Most likely these are two excerpts of two different songs, but we're going to take a listen to these songs to find out what's the meaning behind them. And before we get to the rest of the video, please hit the like and subscribe button and comment down below. It really helps the video and the channel, and it helps me deliver to you more content. Listening to music can be both fun and relaxing, but today we are going to go deeper than the usual surface level experience. I am going to give you some context for presenting one of the songs. There are two characters, twin sisters, one wearing a red collar. Her name is Hinoa. Notice that she dons a half sleeve and one bow in her hair. In her song, she is on the ground level sitting on a bench. Through her posture and gestures, she appears humble, meek, and relaxed. Her song ends with her gazing at the sun. Her song is composed of the Japanese koto stringed instrument and a vocalist. Her song begins in D minor. The vocal melody flows in leaping distances of fifths in a disjunct melodic shape. These melodic passages end or resolve in close distance note ranges or conjunct melodic shape. Hinoa's song excerpt is in a rounded binary form. This is where you have the beginning section of music, or A, that is preceded by another section of music called the B section. Then it returns to the beginning section of music back to A. So the form is A, B, A, or rounded binary form. The tonality of the piece is in D minor. In the B section of the piece, the 4 chord turns major, reflecting a borrowed chord from the D minor's major counterpart, or more likely, reflecting on the modal setting of the D Dorian mode, with the 4 chord being interpreted as G major as opposed to G minor. The outro ends with the koto playing a passage ending in the borrowed 4 chord, G major, ending this piece that begins in a minor with a major chord that is borrowed. Minato is the other sister. She wears a gold collar, dons full sleeves, and has 2 bows in her hair. During her song, she is located on a balcony overlooking beautiful scenery. Through her posture and gestures, her demeanor appears confident, regal, and steady. Her song ends with her gazing upon a gleaming cherry blossom tree. Her song is also composed of a Japanese koto string instrument and a vocalist. Her song begins in D major. Minato's song begins with the foundation of the koto playing a D major chord, and to further solidify the major tonality, the melodic line begins on the 3rd of the scale, F sharp. The general progression of this song is relatively more simple than Hinoa's song. Minato's song oscillates between 2 chords, D major, and a borrowed 4 chord, G minor. The melody reflects the changing tonalities appropriately. So when the borrowed chord is played, the B flat of the G minor borrowed chord is sung. The song appears to be strophic, or containing only one main section, and has an almost improvised vocal melody over the oscillation of the D major and the G minor borrowed chord. The piece ends with the koto playing an outro in D major. You may be thinking, why am I bringing this up? Why is this even important? Remember what I said earlier. Game composers make music to enhance your playing experience. That's how they communicate to you. Music composers communicate to you, the player, through the soundscapes that they want you to experience. This Monster Hunter Rise intro, for example, is not your typical going out to hunt a T-Rex or encountering a laggy type of Monster Hunter intro. This is two different women in two different locations, in two attires, singing two different songs with two different tonalities that have two different borrowed chords. See a common theme here? These Wyverian women are twins, meaning they're related, but not the same. They are located in two different spots of the same town of Kamura. Their attire is almost identical, yet with some minor differences. Their songs both begin tonally in D, one in D minor, the other in D major. They both have borrowed 4 chords, one borrowing G major and the other borrowing G minor. It's like looking at two different faces on the same coin. This reminds me of the symbol yin and yang and their concept of dualism, where contrary forces, positive and negative or light and dark, are complementary to one another. Let's take a look at the Monster Hunter Rise logo. The blue swirling figures look like two opposing yet complementary forces to create a visual balance, like the yin and yang symbol. One of the blue figures appears to have horns facing forward, and the other appears to have horns facing back. These figures could be the Endgame Elder Dragons. Yes, I said dragons plural. Like Ukenlos and Akontor, though not Elder Dragons, I theorize that in the Endgame, we will see two opposing yet complementary Elder Dragons. In fact, I theorize that the entire game may be dealing with a concept of dualities. I mean, look at Somnicanth and Bishotten. They are both long-tailed skinny monsters who suspend their bodies for a lot of their battles. Monster Hunter Rise could very well present itself as a construct of dualism. But that's just a theory. A music theory. Thanks for what? But seriously, what do you, yes, I'm talking to you, what do you think about Monster Hunter Rise apparent plunge into the concept of dualism? Do you have another theory about the correlations of these findings? I want to know. Maybe it's just me reading into things too much, but after diving deeper into the music, I discovered way too many connections for it to be considered a coincidence. Thank you for watching another Poogie Boogie video where I'll help you get gooder with listening to music. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitch where we play a lot of Splatoon 2, Monster Hunter Rise, and other games. Join us, it's a lot of fun. But until then, we'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay strong. Catch you next time.